Hi, everybody. I'm Angela Pattison. I'm here with Madison, and we also have our friend Mackenzie. We're all going to be sharing a little of our story, and then I'm going to be highlighting these amazing products that get to root issues that help you with so many things, or has helped us already and helped many other people too. We cannot wait to share. So let me just jump into my story first. So I started in this company, Plexus Worldwide, 4.5 years ago. For me, I was an athlete growing up, was always into health and wellness. And honestly, I struggled with some digestive stuff, not major, but bloat, gas. When I'd eat certain foods, it would bother me. I started having cat allergies. And I just really kind of ignored it. And then fast forward to my adult life after having babies, it was like things kind of got worse, more hormonal imbalance. Perimenopausal kicked in after my 40s. I was noticing, again, hormonal struggles, blood sugar dips a lot, hypoglycemic type stuff. And I would feel like just sluggish and not having the best energy. And the mood and the hormones and all the things were just piling on top of each other, y'all. And then I was struggling with joint like achiness, and it got worse in the last like so many years. And so about 4 years ago, well, 4.5 years ago, I hit a wall finally, because before I was like, well, as long as I cut out sugar and cut out the inflammation causing foods like you hear everybody talk about, which that is awesome to do, as long as I'm eating clean and I'm doing all these right things and essential oils and all these things, right, then it seemed like I was somewhat balanced. But really, I was never getting to the root of candida that was in my body that went back to when I was on antibiotics as a kid. So, again, 4.5 years ago, I jumped in our system, started the gut health system, and within 3 weeks, started having incredible results. The first thing I noticed was my blood sugar balancing out, having energy again, motivation again, not having the crash anymore, feeling like my brain fog was gone and I finally could think again. It was like my brain cells came back. And then fast forward to another few months in, the achy joints, the inflammation, the bloat, all of that was going away. My hormones were balancing. I wasn't be having the crazy, moody hormonal stuff around that time of the month like I used to have. And then give me a year in, and I mean, the allergies, like the cat allergies, the food allergies, all of that was reversing. And I can tell you that now I don't have any pain in my body like I had before with struggling through shooting through my arm and fingers, and I sleep better, and I'm all those things are balanced out. It has just been incredible for me and my family. So I couldn't help but want to share with others, because I was seeing what this was doing for me and so many others, and I was like, I've got to tell everybody about this. So I'm going to go ahead and actually pass it. That's just a brief part of my testimony, but I'm going to pass it now to Madison and let her share some of her story.
Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. Thanks, Angela, for your story. So it's actually her story that leads into mine. And it's crazy because I had been on a long health journey for my own self for a couple of years. I had been seeing naturopaths and different doctors and professionals seeking help for some things that were just repetitive in my health, that were just bothersome, like bloating, brain fog, low energy, the spikes and dips that she's talking about, the blood sugar imbalance. And I had no idea what this really rooted from, but I was doing more research and trying to figure it all out. And turns out it was related to gut health. But I had been trying so many different supplements and things that the naturopath was giving me. And I just kind of was coming up at a dead end. Like my hair was still falling out. I was still clearly nutrition deficient in so many ways. And so I was at this crossroads at the end of one of the practices. One of the ladies that I had been working with was like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know why your bloating's not getting better. I don't know why you're still constipated. I'm like, you're telling me. I don't know. I've been trying so many things. And so around that same time, I had just graduated from college. I was newly engaged and I was starting to go to a youth group in town. And I met Angela there and I just asked her, I went up to her, I said, could you pray for my gut health? Not knowing what she had been involved with, not knowing her story or anything. I just asked for her to pray for gut health because I knew that was related in some way. And so she did. She prayed for me and it was awesome. But then later on, she's like, you know what? This could be a tangible answer to her prayer. And she shared with me Plexus. And I mean, it was amazing. I had looked at so many different things. I researched a lot of different gut health things in the past years of my journey. And when I saw all of this, it was like all the pieces came together. And she'll explain more about how it touches on the roots of what's going on in our health. Mm-hmm. But it was like a breath of fresh air for my body when I started taking them. I started to notice that brain fog lifting and my digestion was regular again. I mean, I had been chronically constipated and it was affecting my body in so many terrible ways. And I would always be complaining about it to my fiance at the time, now my husband. I was complaining about it to my mom. And I remember one day when my mom said, I think my daughter is coming back to life. She was on the phone with some person. I don't even know who at this point, but she was just talking about what she was seeing me experience. She's like, I think I'm getting my daughter back and like she's coming back to life. And so that's when I knew like this is legit. And I continue taking them, and those things have been reversing and just getting better and better. And now I'm postpartum, and I'm just so grateful that I had that foundation a couple years even before I had my baby to get my gut in the right place, because I know I passed all of that on to my baby. And so I'm so grateful. Also, another thing that has been a massive blessing that's come with Plexus is really the income that's come from it too. I've been able to share because I realized if this is really as good as as everybody's saying it is, and as these testimonies say, then I know people in my life that need answers and need solutions. Like I was at a crossroads, and they need that life raft extended to them as well. So I started to share, and now I'm able to stay home with my baby, and it is the biggest blessing. So I'm super excited, and I have extended just the invitation to Mackenzie, and so I'm really excited for her journey, and she's going to share a little bit of why she's excited about starting this as well.
Hi. Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Thank you, Madison and Angela, for your stories. That was really awesome. I have struggled with my health for about as long as I can remember. I've gone to doctor after doctor for like things like thyroid issues and ingrown toenail infections and like I've had to get a bunch of root canals done, and I've just had a lot of bloating and a lot of pain with gluten and a lot of just so many issues, that exhaustion and brain fog and acne and things that could not get resolved no matter how many things I tried. And I actually met Madison through a friend in South Carolina. And so that was a really cool connection. And our babies are a couple days apart. And so it was really cool to make that connection with her. And I had a really bad postpartum too. And it's sad that it finally took me to postpartum for me to realize that something like had to change in my health, but it did. I had really bad depression. I had a lot of digestive issues. I had so many things that I was going through, and just a lot of pain, a lot of other things that I had experienced before that just kept happening, but it was so much worse. And it was like, I got to figure something out. So I started researching, I started talking to people, I circled back around because Madison had reached out, and like I needed to try something. And within like days, within 1 week, my mom was like, I can tell you're losing weight. And within 1 week, my pants were bigger. And I had been trying to lose weight for so long and just stubborn, like years. And I was like, I finally found something that makes me feel good, but also helps my weight, and it's healthy for me and not starving myself. So it's just been a big blessing all around. And I also got sick a couple weeks ago. I'd always get these chronic like sore throats or colds or whatever. And I took these probiotics my mom's been having me take for years, and nothing for days. And then when Plexus arrived, I took it. And the next day I finally turned a corner, and I was like, what? Because I don't know, I was hoping it would be the way that I thought it would be. And so it's just been amazing. I got it, my baby's screaming, but
Well, that's awesome. Praise the Lord for that. I remember you telling us that right at the beginning before you got started, that you were struggling with that. So I'm going to go ahead and go in, y'all, though, into the nitty gritty of what our basic flagship system is, our triplex. Okay. This is the 3-step system that is the only system on the market that will hit all three things: blood sugar balance, reducing inflammation, and healing the gut, all in one system. And that is what we have found. Even you can go Google it after we get off this if you don't believe me. Any kind of disease or condition, if you say and gut health or and inflammation or and blood sugar imbalance, it's like tied to one of those three things. Like every single thing, like IBS and candida and even Alzheimer's, they're calling diabetes 3 now. Everything's connected to your gut. Depression, moodiness, anxiety, struggling with chronic fatigue and autoimmune stuff, y'all. Whatever it is you're going through, wherever you're at on the spectrum with your hormones, younger to older, this is something that you can do, even through pregnancy, through postpartum, and whatever. So let me go through what it is. The first step is called the Slim. It is a stick pack. There's two different ones. This is one of them called microbiome, and it's got prebiotics that help feed the good gut bacteria in your gut. And it's also going to balance your blood sugar levels, which also balances your master hormone, which affects everything in your body, y'all, your mood, your sleep, like I said, your heart health, your brain, like being able to think cognitively the right way and have good focus. And so many things are related to blood sugar, not just those that are pre-diabetic and diabetic, although it is designed to be safe for you. This is also for anybody. It will help balance stress levels and all of that as well. The other one is called hunger control. It's a bigger one, and it just has some extra dietary fiber that will help you even more with weight management. Both of them will balance out and help you with that. But the hunger control one is also going to help with that GPL1 being activated naturally, which everybody's talking about, y'all. And we have a way to do it naturally. God designed your body amazingly. So let me go to the next two steps. The dynamic duo. Our ProBio 5 is our probiotic. This is unlike any other probiotic, and y'all, I've tried them all, even the refrigerated ones. And this is the only one. It's coupled with enzymes that are antifungal and digestive. So what that means is, see, every one of us are designed with a little bit of bad bacteria. They think it's to decompose us when we die. We're supposed to have 20% bad, 80% good. And what happens is that gets reversed and you start overpopulating the bad when you have a lot of stress in your life, when you've eaten a lot of processed foods or have struggles with environmental stuff that you've been exposed to or whatever. There's so many things that can cause that imbalance to happen. And basically that candida that forms, it's like a hard shell. Think about like a shrimp shell or a crab shell, right? How hard that is. So no good probiotics are going to get through that if it doesn't have the enzymes we have, which will break through that and deposit the good. It even causes this to work more effectively. And it is incredible, y'all, what this will do. Then you have to add in our BioCleanse, which is an oxygenated magnesium. It is a White Pants approved. So don't freak out by the name. It is going to help so many things in your body in conjunction with helping to clean your gut, to get rid of fungi, bacteria, viruses, help your immune system. Again, help you just to be healthy and flourishing, and everything about your gut is going to be better. Okay. It's going to balance all of that out with just these simple 3 steps. And it's incredible. It's even helped my son with restless leg, and it's helped another son with anxiety and stress. It's helped also with ADHD and things like that. So let me add a couple more things. There's different packages, y'all, depending on what your goals are. If you're wanting more weight loss, we do have other things you can add into your system to give you more help with your adrenals, with your metabolism, with hormones and things like that. I'm going to hit on just a couple of them. So this is our metabolic reset. It has 3 days in here. Each box is a day. And in 3 days, this will completely reset your metabolism, help reset you hormonally and cellularly. It is incredible just for your health. Even if you don't want to lose weight, this will be amazing to help you just get more in a better place with your health because of what it does for your kidney and your liver and your cells. But y'all, let me just tell you, if you're postpartum or if you're wanting to lose weight, you will get a huge breakthrough when you add this in because of the way it's going to help reset things. It's like it keeps on working beyond the 3 days. The average person loses 6 pounds in the 3 days. Every time I've done this, I've felt amazing afterwards. It's just a good thing to add in on top of my basic. With our triplex, it's $60 off. So there is an awesome sale when you get it combined with our combo pack. And I want to highlight one other thing. Although we have other products, we don't want to take too much time. but there are other products depending on what your goals are again. But this is called Restore. This is incredible on top of what we already have to help you even more with liver, kidney, gallbladder, adrenal function, hormonal balance. It can help cortisol levels even more. So if you've got a lot of stuff, if you have fatty liver or a lot of fat that's holding on in your stomach, there's just key ingredients in here that will actually help to get rid of that fat. It will help balance your body out. It helps you with sleep incredibly, and it helps you with cravings, and like it's just amazing. I have added this in and seen a remarkable difference. After doing my reset, I'm staying on my triplex, and then I'm adding in this every day, and it's been amazing. And like I said, depending on if you're like, my main goal is weight loss, we can help you with figuring out what you need. If you're really just wanting your immune system to be better, to have better mood, energy, hormone balance, we can help you with what's a better pack. If you have achy joints, discomforts, autoimmune stuff, we do have another product you can add in that helps even more with anti-inflammatory like issues. And we do have some extra stuff for energy, y'all, and for sleep and vitamins and things like that as well. But I do want to wrap it up. I don't want to keep y'all on too long. We do have more resources and information if y'all want to hear more about one of the other categories. And we have videos we can share with you as well. I wanted you to know this, though. When you start right now, before this month is over, you are going to get a huge discount because you're getting free shipping, not only this month, but for the next 2 months, you get free shipping. You're never locked into anything. We always have a money back guarantee, but also there's a challenge you can be a part of. This challenge is awesome. It's called the No Quit November Challenge. We're actually officially starting it on November 10th. And it's going to go through the 23rd. So before the holidays kick in, but it's going to help you get a head start so you don't gain that extra 10 pounds. It's going to help you be balanced. You're going to feel so much less stressed and better. We're going to have accountability. Amazing. I'm talking $1,000 worth of prizes are being given out, and there's multiple winners. And there's like 2,000 people in the last challenge we did, y'all, and like so many winners and so many prizes just for being accountable to get in your best health and get in your best shape. So we're like taking our products, doing 20 minutes of movement a day, drinking our water, staying hydrated, and then you get to pick from a list we can show you. And I'll show you an example here in a minute. There's a list of things you say no to that drains you. You get to pick your 3 things. And then you can say yes to the things that are going to help fuel your body. So for example, like endless scrolling or making excuses or comparison, quitting when it gets hard. Those are things that are on the list. Fast food, sugar, alcohol, soda, things like that. So you get to pick what you want to say no to. And it's going to be an awesome time to do that. And one more thing I want to tell you, if you're at all like me, you are like, oh my gosh, my mom has this. My sister, oh my gosh, my sister's always talking about this. Or my friend down the road's always telling me that she's struggling with this. And I had all these names come into my mind as I was seeing so many testimonies. And I started to share with Madison and with others. And what we have right now is a referral link that when you get started, if 3 people jump in with you, you can do it together. They can save as well. And you can earn back over $300 plus a Lululemon gift card of $150. And that's just the beginning. There's no strings attached. There's no extra thing you're paying monthly or anything like that. You don't ever have to do anything again, but you also have the ability, if you did want to do this more, we can tell you more about that. We do have a call tomorrow night as well. We can hook you up with information if you're like, oh my gosh, I would want to be a part of this. We can share more with you about that. But is there anything else we need to touch on before we wrap it up?
I don't think so.
If you haven't, you need to drop your name in the chat for the giveaway.
For the giveaway, yes.
Yes. And if you're watching this replay, we're going to be stopping the recording here. If you're watching the replay, get back to whoever invited you to check this out. And we're just super excited to hear y'all's stories because we've seen so many people getting help. For me, I just throw this in real quick. Again, I just did this because I felt bad. I did not do this for a business. I had done other businesses in the past, y'all. I could go through names of a lot of companies I was a part of. And honestly, whether I wasted and lost money or just got to the point where I was like, I felt like God was calling me to some other things. Did not plan on doing another thing like this, but the Lord genuinely just literally showed me this was from him. And it was like working. The products were working, and everybody else around me was asking what I was doing. And the next thing I know, it was just happening on accident, sort of. And it's been the biggest blessing for our family. It actually covered all of our bills, including our mortgage, when my husband lost his job during the COVID stuff, and literally is one of the main sources of income we still have to this day, has provided my husband and I to getaway trips and being able to pay and cover things for our kids and stuff like that we wouldn't have been able to do during the crazy seasons we're going through in life, right? There's so many hardships going on around us. This has been a real blessing, but I know that I can believe in this, and I love being able to help people. So anyway, that was my story, and I'm going to end the recording here.